Hi guys, I'm Emma, and this is my quadrant shaking plate video. So for this video, I'm going to be using a candle as my Bunsen burner, matches as my Bunsen lighter. Here's my Petri plate with my quadrants already sectioned off and labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then my inoculating loop and my sample of the substance that I will be putting. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to label my Petri plate. So this is the agar surface side. So I do it on the back. And I write my name, the date, and the substance I would be testing. And so now I'm going to light my Bunsen burner. And then I'm going to sterilize my inoculating loop by holding it over for 10 seconds. So I burn it for 10 seconds. And then now this is sterilized. I would take my sample, removing my lid with my pinky, and I'd burn it for 3 seconds. And I take my inoculating loop and get a loop full of the bacteria on the loop, and then I'd reburn the outside of it for 3 seconds, placing it back on and putting it back on my rack. And now that substance is on my inoculating loop, and I'd start. So I'm going to start my quadrant shaking plate in the quadrant 1 at the top, and I'm going to stay within the quadrant at first, going back and forth about 10 times and staying in the full quadrant. By staying in the full quadrant. And then I would burn my inoculating loop to re-sterilize it, getting all that original specimen off of it. And then after it's sterilized, I would then come into, I would keep it so it's quadrant 1 and quadrant 2 is right next to it. And then so I'm going to go back and forth in and out of 1 and 2 twice, and then staying in quadrant 2. So I went in and out of quadrant 1 and into 2 twice, and then I stayed in quadrant 2. So now I'm going to re-sterilize my inoculating loop. And then after it's sterilized, I'm going to turn my Petri plate. So quadrant 2 is right next to quadrant 3 at the top. So now I'm going to take my inoculating loop and going in and out of 2 and 3 twice, and then staying in quadrant 3. So it looks just like that, going in and out twice and then staying in. And then I'm going to reburn my loop to re-sterilize it. After it's sterilized, I'm then going to turn. So quadrant 3 is next to quadrant 4. And then I'm going to go one streak from 3 into 4 and then stay in 4 the rest of the time. Just like that. Went from quadrant 3 to quadrant 4 and then stayed in 4 the whole time. So then I'm going to re-sterilize my loop for 10 seconds and make sure it's all sterilized. And then after that will be considered sterilized. And then I'm going to turn off my Bunsen burner. And then here is my final product with 1 going from 2 to 3 to 4. And then after this, I will then incubate it and make sure, and then leave it sit. And then when I come back, it will actually look like, it'll be like increasing, not increasing, but one having the most of the specimen, going all the way to 4, where you're getting your singular colonies, and you're getting less and less as you go through the quadrants. Thank you.